studios high atop Barley's Tap Room on Washington Street in downtown Greenville, South Carolina. I'm your host, Russ Heaps, and this is an episode of Beer to Whiskey. And in our ongoing quest to spread the gospel of good taste, we are at Barley's today, and I'm here with my good buddy, Big Jon Richards. And we are going to do a Big Jon in 5 segment where Big Jon picks out a beer from among their 70, however many odd taps, and he tells us about them, we talk about them, and he tells us a little bit about the brewery, a little background. Sometimes we even get into the history of brewing. And with all that having been said, Big Jon, what are we drinking here?
We got something special, which came out of Highland's 25th anniversary. Highland Brewing being one of our somewhat local beers. It's the oldest brewery in North Carolina, but still mostly an east side of the country distributorship. But they brew a beer called Black Watch Imperial Stout. This particular version is a bourbon-barrel-aged version of said stout at 10.3 instead of 8. So we get a bigger beer, we get a beer that's been barrel-aged, and we should have pretty exciting experience in front of us here.
I'm looking forward to it because I like Highland a lot. They are actually just outside of Asheville, North Carolina, which is for us, about 60 miles north of here. And they are the biggest privately owned brewery in the Asheville area. You've got Sierra Nevada has a brewery up there, and New Belgium has a brewery up there, but Highland remains the big small brewery there. So I'm excited about this. I like those guys a lot.
Yeah, they've been doing some wonderful stuff, and then some of this anniversary stuff and the barrel-aged programs and stuff they've been doing. Some of the bigger beers and experimental stuff, they've really been knocking it out of the park, and it's turned into one of my favorite breweries. I just realized my glass has a Highland logo on it, so I made it face the camera. I don't think yours does.
No, mine's nondescript. I have a nondescript glass. And this is actually their new logo.
Yeah.
And which they just started using about a year and a half ago. So,
well, let's taste this guy. This is new to me, which always is fun because Barley's continues to bring these guys in. These guys, beers being guys,
right,
of their the hard to find variety. So when we stumble on one that I haven't had, it's always pretty exciting for me anyway. So let's see what we got here.
Text Miss Lily.
Oh, marshmallows, man. Smell those marshmallows in there?
This is one of those things, a lot of times I don't know what I'm tasting or smelling until Jon says it, and I go, oh, yeah, that's what that is.
Just
yep.
Fantastic. A lot of cocoa and dark chocolate going on in there, too. Like really just give it that silky mouthfeel. And plus, throw it in a barrel and knock some of the rough edges off. Oh, man. This is spectacular.
It is good. This is really good. And it's 10%?
10.3 is what I believe the brewery said.
So when we were picking beers, and we had to go downstairs to get this, Jon was like, "What do you think, 10 ounce?" And I'm like, "No, because it sounds really good, but I'm going to be sorry that I went for the full pint." But
not for a couple of hours though.
Yeah, but it is really tasty. Boy, that's
yeah,
wonderful.
that's a big smooth beer, man. And some of these beers get so aggressive when they get big.
Yeah.
You get the big boozy notes and the harsh aftertaste on the finish. This just tastes
Not at all here.
This is heaven.
This is remarkable. I am just, and like I said, I just really like Highland a lot. It's a family-owned outfit, and they're wonderful people, and it's a lot of fun. If you're ever in the Asheville area, man, oh man.
Look 'em up.
Yeah, go by there on the weekends. They have live music. They've got big spaces, dogs, kids. You can do everything up there. So it's really a lot of fun. This is delicious.
Yeah. I'm glad you picked it.
And And I kind of sort of did. And I certainly upped it from 10 ounces
Well,
to 16.
Those of you who watch us with any frequency will know that this is more Russ's wheelhouse.
Yeah, it is. This is very much my wheelhouse, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, fantastic stuff.
So, a little bit about Highland.
Highland, fun fact, so all the Barley's are now independent little pizzerias. As you know, we're sitting at a Barley's. The first Barley's was in Asheville, and Highland Brewing actually started in the basement of the original original Barley's,
I
right?
did not know that.
One of the things you'll find if you really dig into Barley's is that several of the recipes call for Highland beers as part of their ingredients. One of the little holdovers from that.
Wow.
So Highland and Barley's have a long-standing relationship going back, well, to the beginning of both, I guess. And so finding things like this at Barley's are always a treat, and they get some of these things. So you may, at some of your other local Barley's around the southeast, you may find some of these beers there. But Highland has grown right up into being Asheville's original, and you mentioned Sierra. Sierra is still independently owned by the Grossman family, but excluding, the national distributorship of Sierra,
Right.
biggest brewery in North Carolina. So nice footprint, great beers. Of course, Gaelic Ale is their flagship and continues to be one of the
Which is one of my
really
favorites.
magnificent red, amber, American ales interpretations of said beer. And of course, Oatmeal Porter, those of you who know me will know it's one of the beers that brought me into the craft beer fold 15 plus years ago. So I also have a long-standing relationship with these guys. So I can't recommend them highly enough. Love finding these big beers from them, but find their small stuff too, because it's worth having.
Yeah, I agree. Anything else?
Let's have them go find some beer
And
on their own.
Go find some Highland beer,
Yeah,
actually.
indeed.
Text Miss Lily.
Cheers to you.
See you next time. I hit mine on the table, too. And there you have it, crew. Beer to whiskey. If you like what you saw, click on the thumbs up below. And please subscribe. Little round Beer to Whiskey icon down in the corner. And new video comes out every Thursday at noon East Coast time. And if we have our members only section up and running, check into that and you'll see some good stuff that you only see if you're a member. So until next time, cheers.